Hi, boys and girls. Happy Friday. Today we are going to be working on non-standard measurement. So Ms. Matthews started this with you yesterday, and she showed you how she lined up the cubes that she had in order to measure the objects that were in her house. So here's what you are going to be doing today. We're going to take it one step further. And we are going to be using non-standard measurement again, which means we're just going to be choosing some random object. But remember, there are three things that are important. All the objects have to be the same. They have to go from one side to the other. And there can be no gaps in between. So we're going to measure three things today. The first thing we're going to measure is our duck. I have my little duck. He's perched up on my little box. And I am going to be using bears to measure today. Now, the reason I can use these bears is because they're all the same size. So even though they're different colors, they are all the same size. When I put them touching like this, I know that I can get a good measurement, or something called accurate, which means that every single time I do it, it's going to be the same. I'm going to get the correct answers, and I'll be able to tell which objects are shorter and which objects are longer, which objects are shorter and which objects are taller, depending on if I'm doing length or if I'm doing height. So let's measure the length of this duck. When I use my bears to measure this, I'm going to be going length. I'm going to be measuring the length to see how many cubes long my duck is. So I put my bear here. Remember, I'm lining it up with the end, and I am going to see, what is this all the way across? No, not yet. I didn't go from one side all the way to the other side. So let me put another bear in there. Did I go from one side to the other side? I sure did. So I have two bears long. My duck is 2 bears long. Let's now measure something else. I want to measure my marker. Here's my marker. Hopefully it stays. Oh, there we go. When I measure my marker, remember, I'm not just going to put a bear here. I'm not just going to put a bear here. Can I be like, wow, my marker's 3 bears long? No, that would be absolutely silly, because when I look at my marker and I see these 3 bears, they're not spaced together. They're not close together, right? There are gaps in between my bears. The other thing is, yes, it's going from one side to the other, but because there are gaps, I can't get an accurate, or I can't get the correct number of bears across. So let's try this again. I start right at the end to make sure that my bear and the end of my marker are lined up. Now, as I bring these across, I'm making sure that my bears are touching, that there are no gaps. I'm going from one side to the other. Okay, I'm done, right? Oh no, I still have to keep going? Okay, I'll still keep going. So, there we go. Now I'm done. Let's count how many bears long my marker is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 bears long. So my rubber duck was 2 bears. 1 and 2. And my marker is 5 bears long. Think in your brain, which one is longer? Which one is shorter? And now we're going to think, how do we know? If you said that you know this one is shorter, the duck is shorter because it has less bears, you're correct. 2 bears is less than 5 bears. 5 bears is more than 2 bears, so I know my marker is longer. Now, today, you are going to be doing a different kind of measurement than we did yesterday. I'm going to turn the screen around so you can see the pages that you'll be doing on Seesaw. You are going to be using cubes. This is non-standard measurement, but you're going to be using cubes today in order to measure the different objects. So when I'm looking over here at this key, I'm seeing, how many cubes tall is my key? Even though there are 7 here, I know that I'm not going to use all 7. So I count 1, 2, 3. Hey, my key is 3 cubes tall. So I would write the number 3 underneath of the key. Let's look at the carrot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 cubes tall. My carrot is 6 cubes tall, so I write it under the carrot. Then I want you to circle which object is taller. After that, your second page is going to be long, and we're measuring the length. So you are going to be taking a peek at the length of these objects. If I look at the tape, I'm going to count how many cubes long my tape is. 1, 2, 3, 4. My tape is 4 units long, or 4 cubes long, so I'm going to write the number 4 right here. I am so excited to see what work you do today with non-standard measurement. Good luck!